So many people were fans of the RC Elite and the TC, and I just recently reviewed the Rebel V2, and that shoe made me realize what all the fuel cell hype was about, and it inspired me to get the RC Elite V2 in my pursuit to find my race day shoe for Boston. So after a few runs, including racing a half marathon, I'm ready to give you my first impressions of the New Balance FuelCell RC Elite V2. So starting with the specs, it has 36mm in the heel, 28 in the forefoot, and a drop of 8mm. It comes in at 7.8 ounces, and this shoe falls into the carbon-plated racer category. So for the fit of the shoe, it fit true to size. I had no issues with rubbing or sliding around, and this is in contrast to the Rebel V2 where I had to go up half a size. So Rebel V2 I'm a 12.5, but RC Elite I'm a 12. Alright, now let's go into the what's new shoe overview. So the upper changes from a synthetic mesh material to now a more lightweight and breathable knit material. It's a bit rigid at first, but has nice breathability. The midsole uses the same nitrogen-infused EVA TPU blend, but now there is more of it. And with this more foam, the geometry of the carbon plate was tweaked to provide more pop. Although many people loved the Dynaride lugs of the V1, New Balance decided to replace them with a regular rubber outsole instead. Alright, so let's talk about the ride of this shoe. So I've done a track workout, a fartlek, and like I mentioned, I raced a half marathon in this shoe as well, and the ride is super smooth. The fuel cell foam is super thick and super bouncy, but the carbon plate in there helps stabilize it and give it a nice pop. And plus it has a pretty wide base, so it's one of the more stable marathon plated racers that I've run in. Overall, the increased stack height and the carbon plate led to a really soft but balanced ride where you get some protection over the long miles but still a nice pop off the toe. One thing to note is that in my left shoe, the sock liner actually started to slide out, so I put a few drops of super glue in it and it seemed to fix the issue. Alright, now let's compare the RC Elite V2 to a couple other shoes. The first shoe is the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. So honestly, I've been using both of these shoes a lot lately. I really love the uppers on both the shoes and the midsole on both the shoes. But the more minimal, kind of lightweight upper and the really thin midfoot of the Vaporfly makes me use it for more of those kind of 5K to 15K paced workouts and race distances, while I think the wider platform and the more secure kind of built up upper of the RC Elite 2 makes it better for half marathon and full marathon distances. Alright, the next shoe I'm going to compare it against is the Endorphin Pro from Saucony. So again, I really love the uppers on both these shoes. The Endorphin Pro is a little more minimal, but they both have great lockdowns. The Power Run PB foam in the Endorphin Pro is definitely a lot firmer than the fuel cell, so I found that this kind of firmer foam felt really good at quicker paces for like 5K and 10K, which I did race the shoe in 10K and 15K and I thought it worked well. But I really like the more plush and kind of forgiving softness that's in the RC Elite V2, and that's why I like it better for those half marathon and full marathon distances. So I'll touch on the Hyperion Elite 2 real quick. So in summary, they are two of the most stable marathon plated racers that I've run in, thanks to those wide base and just kind of the geometry of the shoe. However, I find that the RC Elite V2 is just superior in every way, the upper, midsole, outsole. Watch my full review of the Hyperion Elite 2 to find out why. So I have a lot to say about comparing this shoe to the Alphafly, so you're going to have to wait for a full video for that. So after sleeping on the first RC Elite and the FuelCell TC, I'm glad that my eyes were awakened by the Rebel V2 to the awesomeness of the FuelCell foam. The RC Elite 2 has everything I'm looking for in a marathon racer with that plush, forgiving foam, but still has a nice pop off the toe when picking up the pace, comfortable and supportive upper, and some decent grip on the outsole. So I'm really excited to put more miles in this and give you my full review. Stay tuned so that you don't miss that. Make sure you check out my review of the Rebel V2 if you haven't already, and as always, keep on running.